This video is designed to help you start a taxi business. At the end of the video, you'll find a valuable gift. It's a taxi business plan that you can download, and will lay down for you, step by step, everything you need to know to start a successful taxi business of your own. If you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. Setting up a taxi business begins with a taxi service business plan, and that's one hard pill to swallow for many aspiring entrepreneurs. We've broken the chunky concept of a business plan down to basic questions to make the planning easier for you. Who are the customers of your cab business? Why will they use your services? Define the business opportunities of your future taxi cab company, the services it will provide, and its target audience. What's the price segment of your taxi business? What will trips cost for different service types, locations, types of bookings, etc.? Knowing this is essential for planning your taxi business's financial perspectives. What's the market for your services? Market research and analysis are crucial to understanding your competition and defining your cab business's unique selling proposition. How will you promote the company? Knowing who your potential customers are will make it easier for you to find out how to reach out to these people efficiently. Answering this question is a great starting point for the future marketing plan of your cab business. What resources, financial and human, do you need to start a taxi service? Financial planning is paramount. It allows you to evaluate various options for funding a private taxi company. What are the potential critical risks and challenges? Try to think through even the unthinkable risks. It's the only way to make your taxi service business plan strong. Your first step in creating a sound taxi service business plan is to give clear answers to all of these questions. A business plan makes pitching to potential investors, accelerators, and business partners easier and more convincing. Figure out the business model for your taxi cab company. It's time to think through a well-functioning financial model. For a cab business, rides are the main source of revenue. Start with calculating the average cost for a ride with your taxi company. In your calculation, include salaries, taxes, rent, and all other fixed and variable costs your taxi business might have. Add initial marketing and promotion expenses, fleet-related investments, and other costs. With this calculation, you can now see how much funds your company will need to launch. For a taxi business, it's normal to not be able to cover all the costs in the very beginning. To actually start making money, your cab business needs to grow a bit first. However, try and plan when your business can reach a break-even. Consider factors like seasonality in your calculations. Think of the software for your taxi business. A plain taxi business is great for many places on Earth that need stable mobility services. However, it's smart to think of scaling your cab business from the start. One of the best ways to make your taxi cab company scalable from the outset is to power it with a strong technical infrastructure. So make an inventory of the must-have features for the software that can boost your taxi business. Some of these are passenger and driver applications for iOS and Android to attract more bookings and make drivers work easier. Possibility to pre-order your services. Cashless payments for an impressive turnover on your private taxi company's bank account. Automated business processes, such as driver billing. Reports and statistics on your taxi business progress. Features facilitating business partnerships, web app, referral programs, custom location names. Operation zones feature easier management of rates and service types. Marketing. To young cab businesses, marketing often seems a money drainer. Nothing is less true. A marketing plan developed well and tailored to the available budget is the only way for a taxi cab company to survive beyond the launch. Well-planned marketing campaigns help your private taxi company to get the first loyal customers, so that later you can scale the user base with referral marketing, and offline and online advertising. You don't need a whole team of in-house marketing specialists at the initial stages of starting your taxi business. For the sake of money saving, you can outsource expertise. How to plan marketing activities for a new taxi business. First of all, do some customer development, and find out what drives your target audience. Think of where you can reach your potential customers and how to get their attention. As your taxi business develops, your team will learn more and more about the customers, their needs, and the local taxi industry. Gradually, your cab business will become better at responding to customers' needs. You'll discover new opportunities and maybe change the business model. To do so, make sure there's enough space for your team to learn from what is happening out there in the wild. Listen to feedback from customers, employees, and business partners. A cab business plan is never cast in stone, because growth requires flexibility. Starting a taxi business is more about rethinking the future than looking for a one-size-fits-all solution or trying to become a local Uber. The next part of the video is not specific to a taxi business. Nevertheless, this knowledge is essential for success in the taxi business, as well as in any other business. Ignore it at your own peril. Operating a successful taxi business will depend on the following 4 conventions. 1. A practical plan, with a solid foundation. 2. Dedication, and willingness to sacrifice, to reach your goal. 3. Technical skills. 4. Basic knowledge of management, finance, record keeping and market analysis. As a new owner, you will need to master these skills and techniques if your business is to be successful. Finding a niche. Small businesses range in size from a manufacturer, with many employees, and millions of dollars in equipment, to the lone window washer, with a bucket and a sponge. Obviously, the knowledge and skills required for these two extremes are far apart, but for success they have one thing in common. Each has found a business niche, and is filling it. The most critical problems you will face, in your early planning, will be to find your niche, and determine the feasibility of your idea. Get into the right business at the right time, is very good advice, but following that advice may be difficult. Many entrepreneurs plunge into a business venture, so blinded by the dream, that they fail to thoroughly evaluate its potential. Is your business idea feasible? Before you invest time, effort, and money, the following exercise will help you separate sound ideas from those bearing a high potential for failure. Identify and briefly describe the business you plan to start. Identify the product or service you plan to sell. Answering yes to any of the following 3 questions means you are on the right track. A negative answer to all of them means the road ahead could be rough. 1. Does your product or service satisfy an unfilled need? 2. Will your product or service serve an existing market in which demand exceeds supply? 3. Will your product or service be competitive, based on its quality, selection, price, or location? Market analysis. For a small business to be successful, the owner must know the market. To learn the market, you must analyze it, a process that takes time and effort. You don't have to be a trained statistician to analyze the marketplace, nor does the analysis have to be costly. Analyzing the market is a way to gather facts about potential customers, and to determine the demand for your product or service. The more information you gather, the greater your chances of capturing a segment of the market. Know the market before investing your time and money in any business venture. The following questions will help you collect the information necessary to analyze your market, and determine if your product or service will sell. This brief exercise will give you a good idea of the kind of market planning you need to do. An answer of no to any of the questions indicates a weakness in your plan, so do your research until you can answer each question with a yes. 1. Do you know who your customers will be? 2. Do you understand their needs and desires? 3. Do you know where they live? 4. Will you be offering the kind of products or services that they will buy? 5. Will your prices be competitive in quality and value? 6. Will your promotional program be effective? 7. Do you understand how your business compares with your competitors? 8. Will your business be conveniently located for the people you plan to serve? 9. Will there be adequate parking facilities for the people you plan to serve? Planning your startup. The following questions are grouped according to function. They are designed to help you prepare for opening day. Merchandise. Have you decided what items you will sell or produce, or what services you will provide? Have you made a merchandise plan, based upon estimated sales, to determine the amount of inventory you will need to control purchases? Have you found reliable suppliers, who will assist you in the startup? Have you compared the prices, quality, and credit terms of suppliers? Business records. Are you prepared to maintain complete records of sales, income and expenses, accounts payable, and receivables? Have you determined how to handle payroll records, tax reports, and payments? Do you know what financial reports should be prepared, and how to prepare them? Finances. A large number of small businesses fail each year. There are a number of reasons for these failures, but one of the main reasons is insufficient funds. Too many entrepreneurs try to start and operate a business without sufficient capital, money. To avoid this dilemma, you can review your situation by analyzing the following 3 questions. 1. How much money do you have? 2. How much money will you need to start your business? 3. How much money will you need to stay in business? In order to answer the second question, how much money will you need to start your business? You need to prepare an estimate of all your startup costs. Here's a list of items you may need to take into account. Note that this list is for a retail business. Items will vary for service, construction, manufacturing or online firms. Decorating and remodeling, fixtures and equipment, installing fixtures and equipment, services and supplies, beginning inventory cost, legal, professional fees, licenses and permits, telephone utility deposits, insurance, signs, advertising for opening, unanticipated expenses. Now, the answer to the third question, how much money will you need to stay in business? Must be divided into two parts, immediate costs, and future costs. From the moment the door to your new business opens, a certain amount of income may come in. However, this income should not be projected in your operating expenses. You will need enough money available to cover costs for at least the first 3 months of operation. The following list will help you project your operating expenses on a monthly basis. Typical expenses for 1 month may include your living costs, employee wages, rent, advertising, supplies, utilities, insurance, taxes, maintenance, delivery, transportation, miscellaneous. Now sum up the total estimated monthly expenses and multiply it by 3. This is the amount of cash you will need to cover operating expenses for 3 months. Deposit this amount in a savings account before opening your business. Use it only for those purposes listed in the above list, because this money will ensure that you will be able to continue in business during the crucial early stages. By adding the total startup costs to the total expenses for 3 months, you can learn what the estimated costs will be to start and operate your business for 3 months. By subtracting the totals of the lists from the cash available, you can determine the amount of additional financing you may need, if any. Now you will need to estimate your operating expenses for the first year after startup. The first step in determining your annual expenses is to estimate your sales volume, month by month. Next, determine the cost of sales. You may want to use a spreadsheet to do this. After startup, the primary source of revenue in your business will be from sales, but your sales will vary from month to month because of seasonal patterns and other factors. It is important to determine if your monthly sales will produce enough income to pay each month's bills. An estimated cash flow projection will show if the monthly cash balance is going to be subject to such factors as the following: failure to recognize seasonal trends, excessive cash taken from the business for living expenses, too rapid expansion, and slow collection of accounts if credit is extended to customers. Conclusion: if you have carefully answered all the questions in this video, you have seriously thought about your goal. However, there may be some things you may feel you need to know more about. Owning and running a taxi business is a continuous learning process. Research your idea, and do as much as you can, yourself, but don't hesitate to seek help from people who can tell you what you need to know. As we conclude this video, it's time you get your free taxi business plan gift. Go to the description below this video to get it now. It is completely free, no strings attached. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.